You are watching Drum TV for the week of May 18th, a weekly news program for soldiers, their families, and civilians. Coming up, the Fort Drum community is mourning the loss of 4 10th Mountain Division soldiers and concerned over 3 still missing. Major General Michael Oates talks to Drum TV as he takes the helm as the 24th Commander of the division. And looking back at the 10th Mountain Division, we'll have a sneak preview of a documentary coming up on the public broadcasting station. All that and more. You're watching Drum TV.
You're watching Drum TV, your source for news and information about our soldiers, their families, and what's important to them, both here at Fort Drum, New York, and overseas.
It was last weekend when word came from Iraq that 7 10th Mountain Division soldiers from the 4th Battalion, 31st Infantry Regiment, 2nd Brigade Combat Team, and their interpreter came under attack near Mahmoudiya, just south of Baghdad, in a Sunni stronghold known as the Triangle of Death. Here's what we know at this time. Those killed in the attack are...
He was a hero, and I'm very proud of my dad.
Anthony's uncle is quoted as saying, "We want to thank the families and friends of the nation for the prayers and their support."
Christopher had been in Iraq for about a year. His relatives said, "It's all about your buddies."
It was hard to believe at first. It's like, it can't be my husband. You know, it's not my husband.
The status of these soldiers remains unknown.
He was a man committed to his country and committed to being a soldier.
I can feel it. He's not gone yet. He has to come home, and he's going to come home.
Hopefully he comes out of this. I mean, I don't know. I feel really bad. He's so young.
The Department of Defense reports that a nearby coalition unit heard explosions and arrived within an hour. At the site of the attack, they found 2 burning Humvees. Major General William Caldwell explained that 3 10th Mountain Division soldiers were dead along with their interpreter at the attack site. Another 10th Mountain Division soldier was found dead nearby. He reported 3 other soldiers were missing. The military reports 2 Iraqis are believed to have first-hand knowledge of the attack. The commander of the region where the attack occurred, U.S. Army Major General Rick Lynch, offered details of the ambush that portrayed the attackers as coordinated, swift, and brutally effective. Lynch said the 8 troops and 2 Humvees were attacked after they had set up a position guarded by rolls of razor wire near a crater caused by previous bombs. The blast site, on a road about 12 miles west of Mahmoudiya, had become a favorite spot for insurgents to plant new bombs. U.S. planes dropped thousands of leaflets telling citizens of a $200,000 reward for information on the whereabouts of the 3 soldiers. The soldiers' comrades with the 2nd BCT searched for them as they talked to residents and looked for clues.
This search is personal. The 3 missing soldiers are from their brigade.
And these are some of his friends, some of his brothers. We want them back just as bad as their families want them back.
This is Rushdie Mullah, a farming village in Iraq's Triangle of Death. It's home to 300 Sunni Muslims. They're dirt poor and tight-lipped about last weekend's ambush and kidnapping barely 2 miles away.
For months, al-Qaeda terrorized the local people here, even killing a local sheikh for talking to the Americans. The people here are now scared to talk, to tell what they know about the ambush. They're afraid that once these soldiers leave, they'll be left alone again with al-Qaeda.
2 arrested suspects have confessed to their part in the ambush, but there's still no big break in the kidnapping.
Motivation is not the problem. Fatigue's the problem.
But Brigade Commander Mike Kershaw can't afford to rest.
I'm responsible. I'm accountable to, these soldiers' families.
This has been a trying start to Major General Michael Oates' command. 4 soldiers dead and 3 still missing. But that's not the only issue facing the general. He took time to explain what he plans for this post.
The war has caused us to address some things more rapidly, and that is we certainly are more attentive to the fact that we have got to provide additional resources to our families if they're going to endure a long war with repetitive assignments overseas.
Major General Oates came to Fort Drum knowing the future of the post and its soldiers is one filled with deployments and change. and is committed to making this time of change as smooth as possible for everyone involved.
Clearly the number one challenge for a family is that when you strip away one of the parents, father or mother, for 15 months, this exacerbates all the existing challenges of parenthood, where you have somebody to help balance with the children. Now there's not somebody there. When you become fatigued, there's not somebody else there to help you. Your partner is missing, and this makes everything more stressful in parenting. I think we can mitigate some of that, but we can't mitigate all of it. A spouse wants to speak to their spouse, and so we try and provide telephone contact and email contact, but it's not the same. I will say the families are very resilient, and they do rely on each other, and they do handle this better than probably any other group of people in the United States, without complaint largely. But we have to acknowledge the fact that what they're doing is enormously difficult.
As a former battalion commander of Fort Drum's 1st Battalion 32nd Infantry, General Oates knows the proud history behind Fort Drum and the 10th Mountain Division, and is proud to be able to return and lead as the commanding general.
The 10th Division has a reputation that is significant in the United States Army, and it's been earned by the soldiers of this division. It's well deserved. So I'm very proud to be here. I'm also pretty excited about the future. I look around and we've got the 3rd Brigade coming back, the 1st Brigade going overseas. The 2nd Brigade will come back, and there'll be a lot of turbulence on post, but there'll also be a lot of reunions and a lot of new buildings going up, and I think it's going to be a very exciting year. We'll be in this state of flux for a couple of years, and I hope to make a difference here in terms of support to the families and preparation of these soldiers for combat. That's what I see my contribution as. As far as the soldiers and the units go, I don't think you can find any better in the United States Army.
After a 16th-month tour of duty in Afghanistan, the 3rd Brigade Combat Team Advance Party arrived back at Fort Drum. About 100 soldiers of Task Force Spartan set foot back at Fort Drum after their deployment. The soldiers were key to securing Afghanistan's eastern border with Pakistan and disrupting terrorist and Taliban forces. Soldiers from the Spartan Brigade deployed to the far reaches of northeastern Afghanistan and operated at altitudes of more than 12,000 feet in the mountains. The rest of the unit is expected to return over the next several weeks. The 2nd Battalion, 10th Combat Aviation Brigade hosted a change of command ceremony at McGrath Gym. During the event, outgoing Lieutenant Colonel Mark Patterson handed over the reins of the battalion to Lieutenant Colonel William Shepard. The unit recently redeployed from Afghanistan in support of Operation Enduring Freedom 7.
Years down the road, these soldiers standing before you have their grandson or daughter sitting on their lap. And that grandson or daughter asking them, what did you do during the great global war on terror? Their chest is going to stick out, their heart is going to start to pump, their blood's going to flow, their palms going to sweat. For they know they did a lot.
Some soldiers in Iraq and Afghanistan are using new Macaw fire suppression systems to combat fires from improvised explosive devices. Private First Class John Kano shows us soldiers training with the Macaw system along with other techniques.
The system is currently being employed by the strikers of the 3rd Brigade 2nd Infantry Division. There are many advantages to the system when compared to a conventional fire extinguisher.
The fire extinguishers that are in our vehicles are pretty small, and they're not sufficient for putting out the big fires that we've encountered with IEDs and different other things that we've had, different accidents. So it's just a more useful system. And the good thing about it is it can be reloaded. You need some water, add a little more foam, and you can keep going, as opposed to a fire extinguisher that you can use one time, but then you have to take it back to a central location to be refilled.
The Brigade Safety Office brought an experienced NCO out to the training to give the system what the Army calls a common sense test, to decide if the system does what will be needed of it.
The Macaw system is a good system to use for petroleum-based fires that we face out here in the theater of Iraq. When improvised explosive device either goes off and hits our gas tank, or it's an accelerant IED, which means it'll start a fire with diesel or other combustibles to put our Humvees on fire.
The training also included some other emergency response systems, like the inflatable vehicle jack. It is the Brigade Safety Office's hope that the Macaw fire suppression system is fielded to the soldiers within a few weeks. Reporting for the 2nd Brigade Combat Team, 10th Mountain Division, this is Private First Class John Cano from Camp Stryker, Iraq.
When we come back, a look into the past to understand the future.
And what men they are, every one a volunteer. Many are world-famous skiers and mountain climbers. Many are amateurs, and many are greenhorns.
When I found out my jeans were made using child labor in sweatshops, I wrote a letter to the company saying, reconsider your labor practices. A few months later, I got a letter back saying, thanks for being a loyal customer, and they included a coupon for a 25% discount on their jeans. So I got smart, wrote letters every day to all the stores that carry the brand, asking them to stop supporting the companies who use child labor in sweatshops. And I just kept getting letters back, thanking me for my concerns, and more coupons for more discounts on more jeans. So I'm telling my friend about it, and she flips out, saying that between all the letters and coupons, some paper company cut down a small forest, driving off 2 indigenous tribes, hundreds of endangered animals, killing thousands of plant species, some of which may have contained vaccines for HIV, cancer, and syphilis. Meanwhile, the guys cutting down the trees are 13-year-old kids who will work night and day for months just to save up enough money to buy a pair of jeans made by child labor in sweatshops.
Listen up, energy hogs. We got a real porker of a house here. Get in there and waste some energy.
There's no insulation, boss. It's hog heaven.
Leaky windows, too. This is gonna be a breeze. Perfect. Go wild and waste some wattage.
Oh, there's hot water for just one pair of pants. My kind of place.
Wow, this thing's so old it's gonna take me hours to get dry.
Keep wasting. They'll never know what hit them till they get the energy bill.
What the? Boss, they're home, and they've got energy-efficient bulbs. Ah!
You've got the power to get rid of energy hogs. You can help your parents add insulation, put in Energy Star appliances, and lots of other things to make your home hog-free. Find out how at energyhog.org and play fun games, too.
Oh, retreat! Retreat!
Go to energyhog.org and get the energy hogs out of your home.
Hey, wait for me!
On September 15th, my son was sentenced to 10 years in prison for a gun crime. That day, he sentenced me to 10 years of worrying if my baby is okay.
When you commit a gun crime, your family pays the price.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
What is that? It looks like someone's belly. Yeah, probably lost it walking on the beach.
The 10th Mountain Division has been America's busiest Army unit since its reactivation nearly 25 years ago. The division is most recently known for fighting insurgents in Iraq and uprooting Taliban in Afghanistan. Now a 1-hour documentary called The Last Ridge recounts the 10th's history from the earliest days during World War II and the battles that laid the foundation for the division.
In the mountains of Afghanistan, the 10th Mountain Division patrols the highest corners of this troubled country. For 6 decades, this remarkable division has put fear in the hearts of America's enemies in the world's harshest terrains, revolutionizing winter mountain warfare abroad and winter sports at home. This is their story. Specialized mountain troops didn't exist in the U.S. Army. They had no expertise, no special equipment, and no idea where to start. Inspired by the tiny band of Finnish mountain troops who brought invading Soviets to their knees, the dream of a mountain division was born.
People like me, Dole, began to wonder, suppose the Germans or the Russians or someone would invade New England and come in to be able to stop them.
Charles Minot Dole was the legendary head of the National Ski Patrol. He brought his vision of mountain troops to an unwilling military dedicated to flatland fighting. Olympic athletes, expert skiers, and climbers rushed to join the ranks.
And that began the ski troops. The 10th was brought into action 2 weeks before our nation was attacked at Pearl Harbor.
With the war clearly going badly, the mountain troops became heroes for a very scared American public.
And what men they are, everyone a volunteer. Many are world-famous skiers and mountain climbers. Many are amateurs, and many are greenhorns. Men from the ski slopes of New England. And men from
One of the idols was Norwegian ski jumper Torger Tokal, the Babe Ruth of ski jumping. The Smathers fellow was a living legend who would lead in training and in combat and inspire others to do the same. There had never been such backbreaking training. Camped high in the Colorado mountains, they were exposed to temperatures down to 30 below zero.
I didn't think under certain conditions that we were put that we could actually survive the cold.
Each man hauled 90 pounds of gear at altitudes approaching 13,000 feet.
People began to drop out that just couldn't cope with that much elevation gain.
No jeeps, no tanks, no trucks. Just the men, their skis, and whatever they could carry.
The Last Ridge airs on Sunday, May 27th at 7 p.m. on WPBS Watertown. If you missed the show, a DVD copy can be purchased at Fort Drum's gift shop off the beaten path in the Heritage Center. The long history of the 10th Mountain Division soldiers is the basis of an organization that dedicates itself to taking care of those soldiers in the 10th Mountain Division and their supporters. But there is a challenge before the service unit. It's enrollment. Local and national President Mike Plummer says each day World War II soldiers are passing away, and the newest members of the 10th Mountain are not taking their place. Plummer explains it's an organization that supports the Heroes Walk, the 9/11 structure, and the 10th Mountain statue, but it also supports the soul of the soldier.
The association provides probably the only vehicle where we can give a reward to a combat vet that he can't get anywhere else. And that reward is the camaraderie of his buds. The people that he served with, men and women, that were with him in Somalia, that were with him in Haiti, that were with him in Kosovo and Bosnia, and now Iraq and Afghanistan and the Horn of Africa. That opportunity, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when they think about what they had gone through, the experience, and they wonder what happened to their buds. And by having an association, we have that opportunity to keep those links together via newspaper articles, via annual reunions, and then the national reunion, which is held about every 3 years. That opportunity to get together with the buds, to show them your family and the family members and what you've done with your life, it's a great reward. And those people who have had that opportunity to experience it understand exactly what I'm saying.
Plummer says anyone can be a member, 10th Mountain soldier, supporters, military member from another branch of service, on-post first sergeants have information on the membership drive, or you can go to their website at www.10thmountaindivisionassociation.org. Fort Drum will host its Memorial Day observance this year on May 25th at 10 a.m. at the site of the new monument across from Hayes Hall. If you plan on attending, here are some things that will make getting to the site across from headquarters a little easier. All VIP parking will be at Building 10,000 with a shuttle bus available. General parking will be at McGrath Gym with a shuttle bus available. 2nd Street and 10th Mountain Division Drive will be closed at 9 o'clock. And rain or shine, dress for the weather. When we come back, find out who needs a new home and how you can help.
You taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, a 9-iron, the net. Even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
You want to fight childhood asthma? Fight it with a bear. Fight it with a duck. Fight it with a wrench. You can fight childhood asthma by tossing Teddy in the freezer to wipe out dust mites, by drying off bath toys to keep mold away, and by fixing leaks to stop the moisture that lets mold grow. Discover other simple ways to prevent an asthma attack. Call 1-866-NO-ATTACKS or visit noattacks.org.
Because no child should feel like a fish out of water. It may seem intimidating, but really, it's one of the easiest things you can ever do.
I've been practicing.
Good. You're gonna need it.
Help America's youth. Be a friend. Be a mentor. Just be there.
Go to bigbrothersbigsisters.org.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Have you been a dad today?
Hello, little prince.
What we gonna do today?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Now specialist Luke Allen with this week's Adopt a Pet segment. Luke?
As we told you last week, Drum TV has teamed up with the Fort Drum Veterinary Clinic to help find homes for the resident dogs and cats. Joanna introduces us to some special pets wanting a new home. Joanna?
Thanks, Luke. Today we have Duncan with us. He's a 1-year-old domestic short-hair male. He does need to be neutered, but he's a wonderful cat. He is all up to date on shots. He's microchipped. He can go home any day now. He is good with other dogs. He's a little leery at first, but that's usually with all cats. To give him a little time and he should be perfect. He doesn't mind other cats either. He's very laid back. He just loves to sit in the back of his kennel and sprawl out. This is Bundy. He's probably over a year old, male cat. He already came to us neutered. He is a stray, but he has had all of his shots given, and he's microchipped now. He's a wonderful cat. He's good around kids. He's an older cat, so he's laid back. He loves to be held. He's good with dogs. He doesn't really mind them, but I mean, when you first bring him home, he might be a little skittish about his new surroundings, but I'm sure he'd just find his place and be fine. Yeah, it's just burn away now.
Thanks, guys. Again, the cost of adoption is just $77, and that includes all their updated shots, sterilization, a microchip, and tests for diseases. If you would like one of these pets or want to see what else is available at the vet clinic, give them a call. We'll be right back.
I'm tall enough to reach the light switches. I'm big enough to brush my teeth by myself. I'm the tallest kid in my class. I haven't worn diapers in years. I'm much less likely to vomit at random now. My cups don't have lids anymore. Mine either. I'm getting pretty big. But to help me survive a car crash, I still need you to give me a boost.
Until they're 4'9", use a booster seat in the car and don't let them down.
Family and friends can provide the support you need to reduce your risk of cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. Eat right and get active.
I'm
become a senior in high school.
And if you read
Statistics are telling us that 4 of you will drop out of school. Maybe you even think you'll drop out. Take one of these cameras and pass it around, because over the next several months, we're going to let you guys tell your story. We're going to give you cameras so that you can tell it the way you want. So basically what you guys are meant to be filming are the obstacles you're faced on a daily basis in high school and on your way to graduate. Okay, so everybody know how to turn these on?
Go online to see our story.
Emergencies can happen to anyone and turn lives upside down. We know.
So you and your family should have a plan. Does everyone in your family have someone to call and check in with? Do you know the emergency plan for your kids' schools?
If your kids can't get in touch with you, do they know what to do?
Have you picked a neighborhood meeting place?
Talk to your family.
Because having a plan is a great place to start.
This message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and the Ad Council.
200 years ago, Lewis and Clark set out to discover an all-water route to the Pacific. But what they really discovered in themselves and everyone they encountered are qualities we can still learn from today. As we commemorate the Lewis and Clark Bicentennial, we invite you to walk with them at lewisandclark200.org and see what you discover, because their trail winds through us all.
Here are a few events happening this coming week.
Here's your community calendar for this week. Come out to the Watertown Armed Forces Day Parade Saturday the 19th. The fun starts at 10 a.m. Find a spot anywhere along Washington Street from the high school down to the library. It's time for the Army Family Team Building Spring Fling, May 21st through the 25th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the ACS building. To register, call AFTB at 772-9229. Registration is open for JCC's 2007 summer and fall semesters. Registration for the Jefferson Community College Summer 2007 session is now open to all students. Keep it casual this summer by choosing the course that fits your schedule. Jefferson offers summer classes at the main campus in Watertown, online, and at Fort Drum. For registration, call 786-2392.
This year's Watertown Armed Forces Parade contains floats, soldiers, and their supporters. Drum TV caught up with a group from Disabled Persons Action Organization who took the spirit of the parade to a new height.
So we heard about the Armed Forces Parade, so we said, well, let's do a float. And then they came up with the idea of doing cards, for them. And we didn't want to send the cards to them in the mail. We wanted to make cards so all of northern New York could see the cards that they're making. And they're going to be wearing the cards, some of them will be walking beside the float and some of them on the float.
The parade draws from community groups from around the area. You've been watching Drum TV, a weekly program for soldiers, their families, and civilians. Tell us what's going on so we can bring it to others. Thanks for watching. I'm Specialist Jacob Smathers.